Hello, welcome to this practice. It's going to be a bit of a stronger practice today, working on the hips and the core mostly. So we'll get kind of a nice activation and strengthening through the abdomen, and then an opening and strengthening through the hips too. So we're actually going to start lying down today, so you can lay back. And feel free to keep your knees bent, your feet down, if that's more comfortable. It is for me today, but you can also just straighten them out. And just bringing your hands onto your belly. You start by taking a deep breath in and out. And you can close your eyes if you haven't already. And just continue your deeper breaths. And just feeling your belly rising under your hands. As you inhale, your hands move kind of higher up towards the sky under your ballooning belly. And as you exhale, your hands move closer in on top of your sinking belly. Just use these deeper breaths to kind of bring you out of any thought loops that you're in. And just into your body, into this time you've given to yourself to practice. And ultimately what we're practicing in yoga is presence, is oneness. Kind of bringing all parts of ourselves back into union or unity. Okay, you can just turn to kind of bring your feet closer into the hips. If your legs aren't bent already, you can release your arms just alongside the body, and we're going to bring the right ankle just over the top of the left knee. We'll just start with our figure 4 pose. So you can draw the left knee in towards the chest and hold behind the left leg. You kind of catch behind. And you might rock a little bit from side to side, depending what time of day it is. It's quite warm here, and I've already done a practice today, so I can have a little bit more movement in my hip to just kind of go a little bit deeper. But if you've just woken up and you're doing this practice, maybe you just stay still and just breathe nice and deep into your belly, ballooning it up and down. Last breath here. And then you can release your left leg back down. You're going to catch hold of your right foot with your right hand and draw it kind of towards that right armpit for a half happy baby pose. Now you can straighten out your left leg, or you can keep it bent. It's up to you. If you do straighten it out, you might feel like it feels more comfortable to have the foot a little bit off the floor, kind of diagonally, kind of up towards the sky a little bit, just to balance the pelvis, the angle of the pelvis. Okay, then we're going to bring the left hand behind the head, lift the head off the floor, take an inhale, and as you exhale, just lifting up, so you're kind of crunching in the tummy. Inhale, back a bit, not all the way down though. And then exhale to lift up. Inhale to lower down a bit. Exhale to come up. Inhale down. Exhale up. One more. Inhaling down, release the head all the way, release the legs, and just straighten them out for a moment. And just feel the kind of echo of that pose in the body, letting everything completely relax. Okay, we're going to bend the knees again. This time, bring the left ankle over the top of the right knee, our figure 4 pose. You can lift the right foot off the mat, hold behind the leg, and maybe rock a bit from side to side, maybe not, just depends how warm you are. For some of you, you might not even be able to lift the right foot off the floor. Okay, you might just stay with it down, that's perfect as well. The intention of this pose is to open the left hip mostly, so you want to feel most of the sensation there. Okay, and that might mean lifting the right foot off the floor, but you might already have it without having to lift the foot. Another option is straightening your right leg up towards the sky. Okay, and then we're going to turn it into our half happy baby pose. So grab hold of the pinky edge of your left foot with your left hand, drawing that left knee kind of down towards the floor next to your left armpit, and then straighten your right leg. If you like, you can keep it bent, or you can straighten it but hover it off the floor a little bit. Try and breathe deep. Let your exhale kind of, let your body give into gravity with your exhale, and the hip too, and the knee of that bent leg. Last breath. Okay, releasing. Straightening the leg again just for a moment, just to realign everything. Again, observe the after effect, the echo the pose leaves in the body. Okay, and then we're going to draw the knees in towards the chest, and then straighten them up towards the sky. Just a little bit more core activation. You're going to lift your head up and bring your hands just behind your head, drawing your belly in. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, you're going to slowly lower your right leg down. Slowly, slowly. Inhale to lift it back up. Exhale, do the same with your left leg. Try and keep the foot flexed if you can, as you slowly lower it down. And inhale to lift back up. Exhale, right leg lowers down. Inhale, right leg lifts up. Exhale, left leg lowers down. Inhale, left leg comes up. We'll do one more on each side. And then bend both knees, hug them into the chest and rock from side to side. So we should have woken up the core and the hips a little bit now. So we're going to rock up, holding behind the knees, rock up to a seat. And then to a gentle boat. So lift your feet from the floor. Arms can be just kind of alongside the body, or you might hold behind the knees if that's a bit more achievable. Otherwise, alongside makes it a bit harder. Don't make it your fullest expression of boat pose just yet, but just still in the early parts of the class. We'll come back to this pose later. Just taking one more breath here. And then let's cross the legs. We're going to come into a seated twist. So inhale to lift your arms out and up. Bring your palms to touch overhead. And then exhale, twist over to the left. Left hand behind you, right hand, left knee. Just stay for a couple of breaths. Inhale, you're going to lift back your arms up to center as you turn back. And then exhale, twist to the right. 2 breaths. Really breathing into everywhere that feels tight. Breathing fresh energy to the spots that feel tired. With your loving awareness, you can turn back to center. We're going to come to a tabletop position. Okay, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. So just move through some cat-cows. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the tail, chest, chin. Exhale, draw the belly in, round the back, chin to chest. Keep that going, your inhale opening you up. And your exhale rounding you in. You might add the Ujjayi breath, ocean breath, that little whisper in the back of your throat. Okay, coming back just to a neutral spine. We're going to inhale and lift the right knee off the floor, keeping the right leg bent, dropping the belly, lifting the chin. And then exhale, draw the knee towards the nose, round the back. Inhale, we're going to open up again. Exhale, knee towards nose. Inhale, lift that leg up. Lift the chin. Exhale, knee to nose. This time we're going to straighten the right leg behind us. Straighten the left leg, the left arm in front. And then exhale to draw both in. Knee towards nose, left arm alongside the body. Inhale. Straighten both. Exhale. Bend both. One more time. Okay, inhale to lengthen. Exhale to release. And just bring a little bit of light movement to the hips. If you need to stretch out your right wrist, you can by just turning the palm so the back of the hand is down. Fingers point in. You just get a little bit of a stretch for the wrist on the other side. Take a breath. Okay, we're going to inhale and lift the left knee off the floor. Drop the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, knee towards nose, round the back. Inhale, open up. Exhale, round in. Inhale, open up. Exhale, round in. Last one. Starting to build a little bit of heat and strength in the body. Straighten that leg out behind. Straighten your right arm out in front. As you exhale, knee towards nose and then arm alongside the body. Inhale, straighten both. Use your deeper breaths. Exhale to draw in. You'll probably need them. This isn't easy, especially after we've done a few. Make this your last one. Inhale. Exhale, release both. Move a little bit from side to side if you need to. And you can turn your left hand to point towards you. Bring the back of the hand down just to stretch out the wrist if you need to. Take a breath. Okay, and then take the knees a bit wider. Drop back into your child's pose for a moment. One hand on top of the other. Rest the head, just letting everything kind of relax and recenter itself. And you might feel a little stretch in your inner thighs, your outer thighs. We've got a nice lengthening of the spine. A very soothing pose for the nervous system. Having the head down, grounding on the earth. You can of course come into this pose at any time during the practice if you need to rest. And for now we're going to keep moving. We're going to reach the arms forward again and come up to downward facing dog. So finding your way in slowly. There's never any rush in and out of poses. We want to try and be as mindful in our transitions as we are in the poses themselves. Breathe deep. Move a little bit if you need to, maybe walking out the legs. Gently easing into any tightness. Okay, we're going to slide the right knee forward. Okay, so you're bending the right knee and you're just sliding it in the middle, so it's like in between the hands, right in the center, but a little bit further back. Okay, so it's not as far forward as the hands, just a little bit back. And then you're going to drop the left heel down to the right, so the left toes turn out to the left. The right hand comes a little bit further forward so that you can come up kind of into this position, like a modified side plank. If you like, that back knee, that back lower leg can turn back. That helps you feel more stable, or you can keep it pointing as it is and you get a little bit of extra stretch in that front hip. We're going to inhale and lift the left arm forward and then up. And then exhale, you're going to thread that left arm under the right. So a little bit of a twist, like we're threading the needle, but we're not going all the way through. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to thread. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to thread. Inhale to lift up. This time, exhale to reach that arm overhead, palm facing down, getting nicely into the side body. And then releasing back to center, coming back to your downward facing dog. Now we're going to slide the left knee forward. Okay, so it's just in between the hands. The right heel drops down to the left, right toes out to the right. Move your left hand a little bit forward so that your wrist is pretty much positioned under your shoulder on the left side. And then as you inhale, you're going to lift that right arm forward and up. Exhale, thread that right arm, palm facing up, kind of under that left arm. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale and thread. Inhale and lift. Exhale and thread. Inhale and lift. Exhale, bring that palm facing down, arm diagonally overhead, just for a final big stretch through the side body. And then bring the hand all the way down, kind of coming back to that tabletop and then back to your downward facing dog. We're going to inhale and rock forward to our plank position. Exhale to lower the knees down, come down onto the belly. Inhale, cobra, point the toes, lift the heart. Exhale, lower back down, tuck toes, push back, downward facing dog. And you're going to step your right foot forward between your hands. Help it through. If it doesn't quite make it, drop the left knee so you're in your low lunge position. Okay, and in your low lunge, just take a moment. There's no rush. When you're ready, you can bring your hands onto that front leg. Maybe keep the back toes tucked so you feel stable. We're going to inhale to lift the left arm up. Then exhale to twist by hooking that left elbow over the right knee. And then maybe bringing the right hand on top of the left into a prayer position. So it's a prayer twisted lunge. We'll stay for 2 more breaths here. Staying really grounded through whatever's touching the floor. Lengthening through the spine. Okay, and then turning back to center. Hands down, step back. Downward facing dog. Walking out the legs a little bit. Okay, let's step the left foot forward. Look between the hands. Step it through. Help it through the rest of the way if it doesn't make it. Drop the right knee. Right toes stay tucked. Bring your hands onto your front leg. Take an inhale. Exhale to ground, maybe sinking a little bit forward. Inhale, lift your right arm up. Exhale to hook your right elbow over your left knee. Oops, a little bit wobbly. Left hand on top and twist. We'll stay for 3 breaths. Twists are so good for warming up the abdomen, for energizing, for detoxification. In this pose, you can feel in the hips too, from that lunge, and then that twist just deepens it still. Okay, turning back to center. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, rock forward to your plank. Exhale to lower down. Inhale, cobra. Or up dog if you're ready for it. Exhale, lower back. Tuck toes, push back, down dog. We're going to do our core planks now. Okay, feel free to skip this part or just stay in down dog or child's pose if it feels too much for you today. We're going to inhale, lift the right leg up into the air. Exhale, bring the right knee forward towards the left elbow. Inhale to push back up. Exhale, knee towards nose. So your body is basically coming into a plank and you're taking the knee with you. Okay, inhale to push back up. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, push back up. Exhale, we're going to step that leg through. Coming into a runner's lunge. Okay, so all toes point forward. Bend in that front knee, back leg nice and straight. Then you're going to lift your arms just diagonally as your body is kind of at a diagonal as well, just so you get a little bit of extra strength in that front leg and hip. Stay for a breath. Inhale to lift the arms all the way up, so you're coming into crescent lunge, high lunge. Exhale, soften a little bit around your edges, your shoulders, your back heel lowering. Back leg stays straight though if possible. We're going to try and step forward into tree pose. Okay, so without your hands if possible, we're going to step forward. Okay, and then bring that foot either onto your calf. You might need your hand to just help it up to the thigh. You usually have your foot on your thigh, and then bring your hands together. I'll turn around so you can see me a bit better. So use this pose as a way to connect to the hips, so you can feel that left hip opening a little bit to the left. Your right hip really stabilizing. Okay, so that standing leg, the foot is really grounding. The buttock kind of lifting in a little bit, kind of drawing in towards the center. Lower belly draws in. So there's some awareness of core as well. Okay, 2 more breaths. Okay, and then we're going to come to standing figure 4 pose. So the same pose we did lying down at the beginning. You bring your left ankle over the right knee. So the same pose but standing up basically. You're going to bend through your right knee. Your left leg on top. And you kind of bend forward until you feel a nice stretch in your outer left hip. Hands can come to heart. We'll just stay for 2 more breaths. Okay, and then we're going to inhale to come back up. Stay in the balance. I'm going to just twist to show you what we're going to do. I'm going to lift that knee up and then just fly it out to your warrior 3. We're not going to stay very long. Just 1 more breath. And land that leg behind you. Inhale, lift your arms up back to your high lunge. Then exhale, bring your hands down, step back. 3-leg downward dog with the right leg going up in the air, and then downward dog. Inhale, rock forward to your plank. Exhale to lower down onto your belly. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, back to down dog. Core planks with the left leg. Inhale, left leg lifts up. Exhale, left knee towards right elbow. Inhale, lift back up, 3-leg dog. Exhale, knee towards nose. Inhale, push back up. Exhale, knee towards left elbow. Inhale, push back up. Exhale, step it through between the hands. Help it forward if it doesn't make it. My left side never quite makes it because it's a little bit tighter. Okay, we're going to come into our lunge just with kind of diagonal body going forward, arms alongside the body. Deep bend in that front knee. Inhale, you're going to lift all the way up. Exhale, soften the shoulders, soften into that back heel a little bit. Stay for another breath. I'm going to try and step forward to tree again. Okay, so just give yourself a little bit of momentum, maybe use the arms to help, and then just simply bring that right foot onto your left inner thigh, or if you need a little bit of hands to help it up, you can bring it up to the thigh, and then bring your hands together. Can be at heart space, or a little bit higher, it's up to you. Using this pose to ground again. Ground into your breath. Okay, I'm going to hook the right ankle over the left knee. Our standing figure 4. Sink back a little bit. You want to feel the stretch in the outer right hip. Hands again can come to heart. There might be a little bend in your left knee, okay? And you're pushing your bum back towards the back of the mat. 2 more breaths. Kind of breathing that heat, that fire down into the hips. Inhale to come back up. I'm going to spin to show you. We're going to lift that leg up again and then shoot back to brief warrior 3, just a light one. Doesn't have to be super solid warrior 3, just a little moment of flying. And then step back. Inhale, lift the arms up, high lunge. Exhale, come forward with the hands, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, rock forward to your plank position. Exhale to lower down, maybe a push-up, going all the way down, body strong all the way. Point the toes, inhale, lift cobra. Exhale, tuck toes, push back, downward facing dog. And then lowering the knees and coming into your child's pose again. Maybe bringing one hand on top of the other. I always like to do that. You can also have support under the head, a brick or a pillow. Just let yourself settle. Just let time and space settle you. And you can slowly just start to lift yourself back up to a seated position. And just spin your legs forward. I'm going to turn to face you, but we're going to bring the left leg in front. So kind of a cross-legged position with your left leg in front. So the left shin is parallel to the top of the mat. And then you're going to bring your right foot in front of that. And both feet are kind of micro-flexed. So they're not really intensely flexed. They're not soft. They're somewhere in between. Okay, and then we'll just take an inhale. And then exhale to fold forward over your legs. We'll just stay for 5 breaths. You might find a little bit of movement from side to side. Just kind of grooving into the tight spots. Each breath calling you home, bringing you back to yourself. Okay. With your next inhale, slowly lift back up. And you're just going to slide your left leg through a little bit more. You might move your right leg out the way forward, but your left knee basically comes forward and your left foot is next to your right hip. And then you're going to bring your right foot over to the left side of the left leg, ready for a twist. You can do this on a cushion as well if you feel a bit like one side of your pelvis is really lifting up. You can put a block or cushion under your bum. I'm going to bring the right hand behind us and then inhale to lift the left arm up. Exhale to twist, just hooking the elbow over the knee. And we'll just stay for 3 long breaths. Okay, and then turning back to center. Unhinge the legs. Just bring the hands behind you and just windscreen wiper the legs from side to side, just loosening them out a little bit. And then we're going to do our square pose or double pigeon on the other side. So our right leg is parallel to the top of the mat, little micro flexion of the foot, and then the left comes in front. So again, you've got 2 little right angles of the legs, and you feel already probably a bit of sensation in the outer hips. Inhale here, take a little bit of length in your spine. And then exhale, fold over the legs. Just as far as feels good. Whenever you're going deeper, just make sure you ease in slowly. There's no force, even if you know there's more space. We don't have to always fill it all. We don't have to always come to 100%. Last 2 breaths. As you inhale, slowly coming back up, lifting the knees off the ground a little bit, and then just pulling that right leg through so the right knee is kind of forward, the right hip's next to that left, the right foot's next to the left hip, and then the left foot comes to the right side. Okay, if you need to sit on a pillow, you can. If this feels a bit much for the hips, you can bring your left hand behind you now, and we'll inhale to lift the right arm up. And exhale to twist, bringing the elbow over the knee, turning to your left side. Breathing deep. Okay, you can start to unravel yourself, turning back to the front. Unravel your legs, and again we'll windscreen wiper them from side to side, just loosening out the hip joints. Okay, and then we'll come into our boat pose again. So both feet in front. Lift the feet off the floor. You might again just have them just a little way off. Or you might bring them a little bit higher. You might hold behind the legs. Okay, whatever you're feeling, whatever your kind of energy level is today, your capacity. We'll stay for 2 more breaths. And then bring the feet back down. Slide your bum towards the heels and come to lay on your back. Just let everything soften for a moment. Maybe a big sighing breath out through the mouth is needed. A final little workout for the abdomen. Interlace your fingers, bring your hands behind your head. Lift your feet off the floor. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, right elbow towards left knee, straighten the right leg. Or if you yogic bicycles, inhale back to center. Exhale, left elbow, right knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, other way. Inhale, center. Exhale. So you're kind of twisting and crunching at the same time and lifting up with your exhale and coming back with your inhale. So just a few more. Okay, make this your last one. And then release the head, release the feet, bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees butterfly out. Let the belly become completely soft. Now gently bring your knees back together. Take your feet about mat width apart. And then windscreen wiper the legs again from side to side. Next time your legs are dropped over to the left, keep them there. If you want a little bit more juice, just put your left ankle over the top of your right knee. Kind of like figure four pose again, but like a twisted version. You'll get a little bit more stretch on the top of that right hip. Okay, then release that foot, lift the knees back up, drop them over to the right. Maybe bringing the right ankle just on top of the left thigh somewhere. You're looking the opposite way to the knees. Release the foot if it's on top, and then slowly come back to center with the legs, hugging the knees in towards the chest. Maybe gently rocking from side to side. And then you can straighten the legs out into your final Shavasana, or feel free to keep them bent or in your butterfly pose. It's up to you. Just whatever feels comfortable for your leg, for your back. And just come to stillness. so, so important that we let ourselves become completely still. You can almost feel it, this kind of integration of our practice. The body just needs the time to kind of absorb it all, to balance itself again. And the mind will tell you there's something way more important to be doing than laying on your yoga mat. But giving yourself this few minutes will really enhance the rest of your day. It will make space around everything. You can start again to gently deepen your breath. Feel free to stay longer if you have it, if you've got the time to, but if not, you're just going to start to move a little bit through the body. Maybe a big yawn. Maybe stretch the legs and the arms out. And then rolling over when you're ready onto one side of the body. And then gently back up to a seated position to finish. You don't have to rush straight back into life. Just close your eyes again once you're seated. Bring your hands together in front of your heart space. Observing how you feel now, just a moment to check out from your practice. What are you bringing forth into the rest of your day? Taking a final deep breath in. And as you breathe out, you can bow your head forward towards your heart. Thanks for joining me. Namaste.